Hi, welcome to another semester of Orangeline. I'm Mary Loveland. This week, we're going to start the show off with a recap of the Student Senate meeting, where Dr. Long addressed students about recent budget cuts. Kelsey Epperson has more.
5 majors and several faculty position changes and reductions later, Baker University's process of reduction and reallocation is being felt heavily amongst the Baldwin City campus this past week. President Pat Long distributed 2 emails to Baker students announcing the new round of eliminations which were recommended by the 17-member Joint Committee and approved by the President and Board of Trustees. 5 majors will see eliminations and changes. This includes molecular bioscience, wildlife biology, computer information systems, physical education, the non-teacher education track, and finally the political science major. Approximately 30 students are affected by these program changes and will be contacted by department chairs to discuss strategies to complete their coursework. Sophomore Bradford Oliva was shocked to find out at the Senate meeting that his major, molecular bioscience, will no longer be offered at Baker.
Okay, I wanted to address some concerns because I am a sophomore molecular bioscience major, and I just wanted to make sure that I was going to be able to graduate with my same major, because I feel like there is a lot of distinction between a biology major and a molecular bioscience major. And I think that especially when applying for graduate and professional schools, recruiters really do notice the distinction between a biology and molecular bioscience major, because there is a huge amount of difference in the amount of chemistry and other like hard science coursework that we have to take. And I don't feel like the university administration really understand that.
Several personnel changes were announced last week. Dr. Randy Miller, Assistant Professor of Biology, will end his teaching responsibilities this year and will become Coordinator of Student Research in Biology. Computer Science Instructor Norm Mast will finish his teaching responsibilities after this semester. Professor of Math Dr. Gene Johnson will move to a part-time instructor and serve part-time in the Records and Registration Department beginning this summer. Also for the 2010-2011 school year, Dr. Bruce Anderson will only assume a role as head tennis coach, and Dr. Karen Exon will only assume a role as the head golf coach. Dr. Judy Smurhall will move out of the records and registration to teaching responsibilities toward student retention, engagement, and success. Finally, Dr. Ryan Beasley will be reallocated to directing and teaching international studies and incorporate political science courses within. Additionally, 4 faculty members have opted to use the faculty retirement incentive beginning next year. This includes Eugenia Askew from Health, Sport, and Human Performance, Lee Mann from Art, Dr. Lucy Price from Language and Literature, and Dr. Bruce Woodruff from Theater. President Pat Long and her team of Dean Rand Ziegler, Provost Randy Pembroke, and Chief Operating Officer Susan Lindahl addressed students and faculty at the last Tuesday's Student Senate meeting regarding finances, reduction and reallocation, and other updates. Freshman Kyle Baum addressed his concerns for the elimination of the molecular bioscience major to the panel.
When I was looking at schools, I was talking to Darcy, which I'm surprised that I wasn't told about molecular bioscience being cut. But it was like that not a lot of colleges have that major, and it's a very good-looking major to have because it's not just chemistry or biology. It's like 1.5. And I know that it looks good, and you do a lot of programs within it. And the second point I want to make is, within this major, just by putting it as into the biology category, how is that actually saving money?
Although most of the meeting was a discussion of bad news, Dr. Long did announce that by June 30th, the budget should be balanced. She told students, "We are very close, and it is being watched very closely." Dean Ziegler addressed the crowd at the Senate meeting to read his letter he submitted last week to the Baker Orange newspaper. Ziegler explained this process as being the most difficult situation he's been through in many years at Baker, and asked the students to trust the process that the Joint Committee has gone through. Student Senate President Patti Greenbaum says she was appreciative to have all 4 members in attendance for students to ask questions to each of their expertise.
Students kind of, they just want to get their questions heard, and they want to be heard. And I think this is a great opportunity. So I think they'll be appreciative that they were able to get their voices and concerns heard, which is something which is unique to Baker, because you do have 4 of the highest people in Baker's administration sitting at a student senate meeting where you can ask your questions and get your answers. And so I think it was kind of nice for them and a great feeling for any student who came and was able to ask a question that they may otherwise not have been able to get answered.
At the meeting, students expressed a variety of questions and concerns, from the athletic budget cuts and additions to bringing back cut programs in the future, and about why certain majors were eliminated. Oliva can relate to the stress many students may be experiencing.
I've just seen a lot of anxiety from students on the possibility of their major getting cut, and I didn't even realize that my major was cut until tonight. So I was just sitting there, just taking deep breaths, trying to remain calm. And I think a lot of the other students were too, especially with students who are looking into graduate schools. They want to have that, distinct major that Baker offers them that might now be getting cut because there aren't that many people in the majors. So.
As stated in the president's email, the university will be updated as other changes with programs will go into effect. This has been Kelsey Epperson, KNBU-TV.
Thanks for that, Kelsey. Now here's a story about Ron Holden, where I got to talk to him about his future plans after Baker. Former Director of Multicultural Affairs Ron Holden will be leaving Baker after 6 years of service at a place that he calls home. The university held a farewell reception for Holden in Harder Union, where students and faculty had the opportunity to wish him the best of luck with his move to Ohio.
The major reason for my leave is my wife got her dream job. So at that point, I started looking around at where I could land in Ohio, and luckily, I had a friend out at Mount Union College who let me know of a position that was open there.
Holden will have close to the same responsibilities at his new location as he had here at Baker.
I was hired as the coordinator for minority recruitment and minority scholarships. So I'm going to be recruiting minority students to go to Mount Union College.
Holden's role at Baker hasn't only been defined by his job description, but also by the personal relationships that he has formed here.
I'm really going to miss everything. I'm going to miss the students. I'm going to miss the coworkers. I'm going to miss the traditions that we've got. Just the sense of community here. The family. I know I keep saying family, but I'm really going to miss that.
For students and faculty that knew Ron, he will be missed on campus. This has been Mary Loveland, KNBU-TV. Thanks for your service, Ron. Stay tuned because up next we'll find out who stomped for Haiti.